This is the plaintiff, Amazita Abington. She says she gave the defendant money for a bus trip to a local casino. The trip was canceled and now she can't get a refund. She doesn't care how hard she has to fight, but she will fight to the finish to get her $105 returned, is suing, and looks forward to the defendant's face when the judge bangs that big gavel of justice in her favor. This is the defendant, Denise Collins. She says she didn't organize the casino trip and told the plaintiff she needed to call herself because she's not the one who has her money. Unfortunately, the plaintiff is going after the wrong person today in court, and she's confident the odds of the judge seeing it her way are a sure thing, and she'll be walking out the winner. She's accused of folding.
You're welcome, ma'am. Amazita Abington, you are suing Denise Collins for $105 that you paid in 3 bus tickets at $35 each, and the bus trip to the casino never happened.
Right.
All right, tell me what's going on.
I always considered the Collins as my family due to a marriage that I was into, but my husband is deceased now. So on July the 17th, we had a family reunion at Black Lake Park in Columbus, Ohio. The defendant approached me when I got there with one of my girlfriends and said her father wanted to know if I wanted to go on this bus casino trip to Wheeling, West Virginia. So I was all excited and I said, yes, I would like to go. So then my friend said she would like to go. Denise told me it was $35 a piece. She told me she was helping someone else named Jawan Smith, which I never seen him. I don't know nothing about him. Okay. So after
She told you she was helping Jawan Smith.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
To get the people to go on this trip.
In return for that, what was Jawan going to give her?
I don't know.
Okay. So was she telling you that Jawan was organizing the trip?
I assume that's who was organizing. All I know is they were working together.
Okay, so go on.
And so I said, okay. After we left the reunion, I met up with Denise Collins, and I gave her $105 because my girlfriend lived it up north, and she asked me to pay her $35, and she would give it back to me. So I had called Denise's father, and he said he wouldn't have no money until a certain date. So I said, do you want me to pay yours? He said, yes, you can pay mine, and I will give it back to you.
So her father, you're also suing for her father's money? Because, I mean, for the $35 that you paid on behalf of her father?
Yes.
So that was one of the 3 tickets was for her father?
Yes.
Okay.
So her father had called me and said that he was going to come over that Friday to bring me my $35 that I paid for him. Well, he never showed up and he never called me.
And then what happened to the trip?
Well, the trip was canceled.
Okay.
I called on the 27th to find out where we were supposed to, meet at, which is on the ticket where we're supposed to meet at, but I never heard of the spot. So I called, it's 2 numbers.
So you're all dressed up and you figure you're going?
Yes.
You didn't know? Nobody called you to tell you it was canceled?
No, nobody called to tell me it was canceled.
Okay.
So it's 2 numbers at the bottom of the ticket, and I called. The first 2 times, no one answered. So the second time I tried, I got this man, and I asked him, where is this spot located that we're supposed to meet to get on this bus and eat breakfast? And he told me on the corner of Purdue and Agler. And I said, on the Purdue and Agler? He said, yes. I said, I ain't never seen nothing like that. He said, you can't get lost. So I called my girlfriend, and I said, it's on Purdue and Agler. So she said, it's got to be an address. I said, well, he didn't give it to me. I said, he told me that they used that spot for banquets and stuff like that. Maybe if you call, you can talk out of address. So she did. She called him and made up a lie that she was going to have a party there. So he gave her the address, and he told her his first name was Cliff.
Who's Cliff in relation to, what was the other name you had?
Jawan.
Who is Cliff and Jawan?
They're business partners that were doing parties out of the banquet hall and also trying to organize the bus trip.
Okay, so the bus trip, on the day of the bus trip, she's like trying to get over there to do the bus trip. When did the bus trip get canceled?
On the 25th, that
Which
Thursday.
Is what, the day
2
before?
days, 2 days
2 days before. Why didn't
Why
didn't anybody call her to tell her it was canceled?
I was speaking with my father back and forth, and he told me in the middle of August, he asked me, he said, Armazetta called and wanted to know what was going on with the bus trip because she hasn't heard anything. I said, well, we're trying to get enough people to go on the bus trip. They need like 27 people to fill the bus.
Who's we?
Jawan Smith and Cliff.
Okay, but the phrase "we" means you're included.
Well, he asked me to help him to see if we can get people for the bus.
In return for what? You're getting your ticket paid?
Yeah, I would get my ticket paid.
Okay.
But also, I work with Juwan doing team parties, and I do a lot of the help for him to try to get things going. And it hasn't been going so well, so I kind of backed out away from Juwan and the parties and everything. The last party we were supposed to have at the banquet hall was on the 20th of August, and I told him I would not be able to help him with that party because none of the parties were making money.
Okay, so yeah, so this trip to the casino was something that you and Cliff and Juwan were doing.
They brought it up.
If you sold it, wait, go ahead.
They came to me with the idea and said, we want to have a bus trip. What do you think about it? I said, that'd be fun. He told me the date. He said, well, let everybody know. No, but I'm not understanding. Were you working on it or weren't you? No, not working on it.
You said you were a minute ago. You said we were trying to get enough people to get on the bus trip.
Well, that was after they came to me with the idea.
And when I asked you, what were you getting out of it, I said a free ride, and you said yes, a free ride. If you got enough people, you wouldn't have to pay for the ride.
Right.
Like the other people did. Okay, that means you're organizing it.
So is the defendant on the hook to pay this plaintiff back?
No.
Why?
Because when you gave your money, you were kind of trusting in her, and I don't think that she's responsible. I think that it's the plaintiff who needs to figure out where the money's coming from.
Yeah, but the defendant kind of made it look like she was in charge. Shouldn't she have to pay back when things don't go right?
I agree with what she said. I think she's right.
Oh, what a cop-out. I could just tell. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, just because she said that she was in charge, she's the secretary. She doesn't collect the money, and she probably didn't pocket the money. I mean, it went to the company.
Well, it went to somebody who's the bad guy. The question, who's responsible, going inside the courtroom.
If you're one of the organizers, then she's suing the right person. If you're not one of the organizers, then she has to go sue Juwan and Cliff.
Well, the way it came to me was, we were thinking about doing this bus trip.
Who has her money?
Juwan has the money.
Go sue Juwan. Why does she have to sue Juwan? You're the one she spoke to, gave the money.
Right.
And even though you said, I'm working with Juwan, put your hand down. You really think you need to interrupt me? Are you hearing what I'm saying? And even though you're working with Juwan and you told her about Juwan, you're telling me you're part of the organizers because you were if you sold enough tickets, then you'd get your ride for free.
Right.
So you are one of the organizers. You're not just a broker. You're not somebody who's a middleman. You're one of the organizers. And so if she gave you $105, including for your father, why wouldn't you just return her $105?
Well, the very day that she gave me the money, I called Juwan. I told him I don't want to have this money in my apartment because where I live is not, I don't know if they can break in during the daytime or at night, and I didn't want it in my possession. So Juwan and his friend came over to my house, and I gave him some meatballs, and I gave him the money. Him and his friend ate the meatballs or whatever I gave him at the time.
They ate your meatballs and they took your money.
And they took the money. So here I am. And I'm trying to figure out, I called Juwan several times. He said, tell her I'm going to get her money out of my check and Cliff is going to pay me the money back. After that, Juwan never returned a phone call, a text, or anything, right?
Right.
So I finally get in contact with Cliff 2 weeks ago because Juwan told me that Cliff had an eviction notice on his step, on his door, Lord. And his numbers were disconnected. And a friend of theirs also can't find Cliff. So I happened to call Cliff a couple weeks ago off the number at the bottom. He answered first ring.
The bus ticket. That's the bus ticket.
The bus ticket.
Right.
I called Cliff. He answers on the first ring. He said, no, this was Juwan's organization. This was Juwan's
Everybody's
business.
doing this.
Exactly.
All right. Here's the bottom line, though, Denise. I don't doubt a single word you're telling me. I believe everything you're telling me. But one of the things that you're telling me, which is key to me in making a legal decision, is I have to determine whether she's suing the right person. The fact that Juwan physically got the money doesn't mean she can't sue you.
Right.
The issue is, are you one of the organizers or are you a clearly disclosed middleman? If somebody else is organizing a trip and I come up to her and I say, listen, somebody else is organizing a trip. I don't have anything to do with it. You can call him directly, or if you want, I'll do you the favor of carrying the money over there. But I don't have anything to do with the trip. I'm a patron just like you're a patron. I paid $35 just like you paid $35. But I'll do you the favor because I want a good group going. That's one case. She can't sue me. But if I say to her, hey, I'm organizing a trip. There's a guy named Juwan who's getting it together. I'm working with him on this, and I'm trying to sell seats. He's trying to sell seats, and that's the reality because you're telling me, you're confessing to me that, in fact, you were supposed to get a free seat for it. That means you're one of the organizers. Then she can sue you. You could sue Juwan, or you could sue Cliff, or in fact, if I'm you, I sue both Juwan and Cliff. I make a bookends in your lawsuit.
Right.
But you have to go chase them. She doesn't have to chase them because you picked bad business partners. $105 verdict for the plaintiff.
All right, hold on right there, lady.
So according to the law, the defendant here was indeed an agent, organizer, serving in your role. What's your reaction to this verdict? You understand the law?
I mean, yeah, I understand the law, and I understand why she's coming after me. I just wish that it wasn't because of my dad or the situation, that it was just because there was some fault on that end. But I understand what's going on, and I don't have a problem with
All right,
it.
you have an option open to you. The judge told you could go ahead and sue. Yeah. Are you going to go ahead and sue them?
Yes, I am.
Juan and the other people?
I sure am.
All right, so we may see you back in here.
Maybe.
All right, so right around the corner this way, okay? All right, so come on in here, step on in here. You satisfied how this comes out? Everybody
I
seems
am.
to be smiling here.
Yes.
What do you saw?
I don't have any hard feelings. I just wanted my money back because I gave it to Denise, and that's who I feel she could pay me. I don't know Jawan. I don't know Cliff. Never seen him before.
She was like family to you, right?
Yes, always. I was married to a cousin of theirs, and he's deceased.
And what was it like to have to drag her in here and sue her?
I didn't want to do this, but my friend kept bugging me for her 35. I don't have 35 to give her.
So you had to sue her to get
So that's correct.
Okay, all right. Over to Harvey.
Fact is, when you hold yourself out as the person who's responsible, even if you're not, then you're going to be on the hook to the person who relies on you. It's that simple. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.